Grab your cup of coffee. Heck, you've never looked finer. It's gonna be a great one when you start your day with mornings in D minor.
Dun 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 dun.
We did it.
We did it.
This is it.
This is it.
The last day.
Man, save the best for last right here.
That's right. Let me tell you, buddy, it's been great.
It's been fun.
It has been a pressure working with you, by the way. You have nothing to go on. I've loved it.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Mornings in D Minor with Drew Stewart and Monty Buntin. We don't know who the other guy is.
You're so good at this.
Oh, man.
It really has been a pleasure, honestly.
It's been great. It's been a lot of fun.
You've made the NFR journey for it's our second year doing this?
Yeah, twice as long as it should have felt, huh?
You made it enjoyable.
Oh, we had a good time.
Yeah.
How about our guests this year?
Incredible.
Like the best of the best.
And we couldn't have lined it up better. And
No.
it all fell in place like spontaneously, right? It was like spur of the moment. Is that right?
Totally was. I text Monty this morning.
Really?
He's like, I'm getting in the shower. What do you need? And I'm like, shower fast. We got a show to do.
See?
It's a true statement.
Is that
It
really?
looked really long. Yeah.
Look at you go,
We're
man.
not on a timeline.
This is what you have when you have good friends. That's the deal. Guys that are always there for you. And this
That's
is
right.
this is one of them for
That's
sure. I know
exactly
that I
right.
could call this guy anytime, anywhere in the world, and he would probably call somebody else to help me.
Yeah,
So-
I would make sure you were taken care of.
No, he's not going to help, but he'll find somebody that will.
Find somebody.
Yeah.
We got people for that.
Yeah, we do. Hey, so I got to brag on this guy.
Yes.
We I was announced the Cuttins for years and years and years, and ran with you guys more than I did the team ropers for a long time, about 15 years actually, and out on the West Coast especially. Carol Ward given me a shot to be an announcer, and I can't even remember what year it was. And anyway, made a whole bunch of friends in the Pacific Coast Cutting Horse Association on the California deal, and Monty was one of them, and we kind of came up through the ranks together. He was on a horse doing cool stuff. I haven't gotten any better in the last 15 years. I just had a microphone in my hand. But it's pretty cool. He's a 3-time world champion.
World finals champion.
World finals champion in the Open. And just got his third one here basically a week ago, huh?
Yeah, I guess.
A couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
it all
World
kind of
Finals.
runs together this time of year with everything going on.
The fraternity would have ended like a week or 10 days ago.
Yep.
World finals was somewhere in the mix of that. It's all a little bit of a blur right now.
Yeah, it goes fast. There's a lot, and then he's here roping. Who you roping with? You and Cookie Benuelos? And
Me and Cookie, I think, and Don and I are entered, and I'm not for sure that we're going to rope, but we're definitely going to run down the pen.
Okay.
There's no doubt about that. So we'll see. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's going to be.
I think it's really cool that this and the NFR and this are off the fraternity now. The NCHA fraternity used to go later.
Right on top.
Yeah, so it's really cool. Like several of us come and enjoy this for a few days now that we have the time to do it, and the gap between this and Christmas. So it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, well, I love that you guys get to come and rope. That's fun because was it last year? I ran into Kenny downstairs, and but it was like right. It was like the. It's always almost been like the 10th round of the NFR and the fraternity finals were the same.
We're the same.
We're
day.
the same.
Yeah. My first time to come to the NFR, and I've always wanted to, was 3 years ago. Tessa and I, my wife and I came.
Yep.
It was the first chance we ever had to do it. I mean,
Wow.
Because the fraternity, we get, just like the guys at the NFR. If you're at a cutting horse trainer, you got to be at the fraternity. Whether you advance or not, there's a reason, the sales and all that stuff. So it's awesome now that, and I mean, it's amazing how this event in Las Vegas brings the cowboy world together this time of year.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I remember years and years ago, I was at the Thomas and Mack, and I'm walking around, and I run into Andy, and I'm like, "What are you doing here?" And however, he had just got away for like a day or two, and was able to fly out, go to one performance of the NFR, and then flew back.
Oh, wow.
I mean, this was years ago, but like it's cool. But this time of year is for people that are not in the entire industry, like because we get stuck in our deals, we get stuck team roping or cutting or reining or cow horse or whatever. This time of year, the last like 90 days is full contact from the snaffle bit fraternity to now. I mean, there's a lot going on.
Yeah, I mean, it's remarkable to me, like the efforts that have been made by, just several different groups of people. But I mean, obviously you got to throw Taylor Sheridan's name in there, But the cowboy world's been sort of brought together. I feel like I remember growing up, in the '90s, it was like I was the only kid wearing a cowboy hat, and it wasn't that cool. And right now, to be a cowboy in any form, whether you rein or cut or rope or whatever you do. The run for $1 million. I mean, that event. I mean, this event. I can't believe the amount of people wearing cowboy boots kicking around here.
It's cool, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
really
amazing.
Cool.
Yeah,
it's cool. And so we had the Colonel up here talking about all the horse sales and everything. Friscup was up here a couple shows ago.
Amazing.
And I asked him the question. I'm like, hey, how many dollars in horse flesh have you sold? And I just stopped right there. And he said, well, I've sold $58 million in the last 30 days.
In the last 30 days.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
$58 million.
It's remarkable.
I mean, the futurity sales apparently must have gone pretty well.
Yeah, and I don't know the stats. I did read something about the average, the middle. I don't think the Western Bloodstock sales sold as many, like over $1 million and like the crazy numbers. But the average there between that those middle value horses was up tremendously.
That's exactly what he said.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's what it felt like. I mean,
yeah, that's what he said. Yeah, he said they didn't have those high bell ringers that kind of messed the curve up a little bit, but he said everything was average, but that average was way high.
And I think that's good. I mean, it's really nice to see horses bringing what they're worth, and it's nice to see them being worth more. But we were just talking a second ago about all the different incentives with the studs and the team roping and all the different directions you can go with them now.
Yeah.
If you have a good horse, there's a place for them, and they can be valuable.
Absolutely.
And I feel like that's within the last 5 years. I mean, that's really become a thing.
Yeah, it's pretty dang cool.
Really cool.
To be cliche, every show we've talked, it's cool to be a cowboy right now, and it's getting better and better. And I've said it up here probably, 100 times this week, but it's because it's true. And I think the last handful of years it's felt more and more that way. And now I love that our industry, the whole reason, I'm going to go off on a tangent here, but the whole reason I announced for you guys wasn't just because I thought you were handsome. It's because
good part of the reason.
That was about 75% of it. But the other 25% of it was because I wanted to be the guy doing what I do to know what y'all were doing and what the reined cow horse, because I was always doing something in the individual different pockets of our industry, the different disciplines. I think rein-ins are the only thing I think I've announced maybe one rein-in show, and if I have, I can't remember where it was, but I'm pretty sure I have. But cow horse, cutters, team ropers, barrel racing, the whole deal. And it always felt very segmented. It felt very over here. We don't cross those lines. It doesn't feel that way anymore. Mm-mm. It truly doesn't.
Right. No.
It doesn't. It feels like everybody's kind of, we're not rowing our own boats right now. We're kind of helping everybody in the horse industry is coming together. And the team ropers are finally, what we're doing that we've talked about a lot, is we're really focusing on our papers now with Riata and these things. So we're not, I'm not looking for that turn back horse that was a throwaway, whatever. We're breeding for them now.
Yeah,
we're breeding for the rope horses, just like cow horses breeding for the cow horse and breeding for the cuttings. Right. And what it's doing is we're starting to talk, and we're saying, hey, just like the conversation you were having, well, this horse may not be the best cutting horse, but is going to be an outstanding head horse sire,
right?
Or this mare might be the mare you need to stick on whatever to make heel horses, or whatever,
or
a calf horse,
barrel horses,
or a cutter, or whatever. And it's very cool that those lines we're starting to appreciate each other's talents in our own disciplines, and then seeing how we can work together to make great horse. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what it's all about.
Absolutely,
it's not about us.
No,
when I was a kid, being a team roper was like what you did if you weren't handy enough to rein cow horse or whatever, and all of it was sort of out of reach for me when I was a kid. We was lucky to get to ride a horse, but now the horsemanship and the like you said, the horses themselves. I mean, you come here, these guys that are at a high level are extreme. I'm sure they've always been at a high level, but even at the mid-level, they're extremely good hands. They know what they're doing. They know what they're looking for. They're riding better horses.
Yeah.
Everything's just kind of been on an uprise, I feel like, since, I don't know, the last 10 years or so.
Last 10 years, for sure.
Absolutely. And, and what's impressive to me is, like, Connie Gentry and Johnny Johnson and World Series Rope and what they've done with Riata and all that, and combining all this, it's been an incredible job. A lot of times a thankless job of all the hours that they put in, you put in. I mean, it's an amazing deal to sit back and watch this thing grow from what it was, because when I was roping, they didn't have this, and just to watch what it's become.
Yeah.
Real amazing.
Yeah.
Gives a lot of people opportunities, that necessarily wouldn't have those opportunities.
Yeah, I mean, look at those guys yesterday. They win the 9 rope, and that's our biggest rope. And the 9, what would you in cutting terminology, the 9 roping would be like what, like the 50M maybe? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
that mid-level.
That mid-level.
They don't do it for a living.
They do, yeah. Like the one dude's an engineer and the other guy is building steel fence. He's a welder. They split $406,000.
Is that all?
That's it.
I got to start practicing.
I'm telling you, man, you got to make a little bit of time for roping.
But you know what, too? It made the average guy be able to make a living. Like you said the other day, you said that. The guy can make a living coming out here roping.
No, you can't.
Really?
You can't, or you can dang sure make it. You and I were sitting right over here.
Right.
And we were having this conversation about, it's like doing what you do. You don't make your money, like, you make your money training horses and showing, but your bumps are when you get to sell that good horse.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah, and if you go win something like the Futurity or win one of the big shows, then there's that bump that we talk about. That's what builds your arena. That's what builds your barn. You know what I mean? That's what. Right. And if you're just sitting, we've all got to have our deal that's our bread and butter, right?
Right.
But it's nice to get those bumps because those bumps are how you pay your mortgage off faster and all that.
Yes.
You can do that team roping at a recreational level. You can pay for your house. You can, you know what I mean? Like that. Those guys went home yesterday, $100,000 cash or $160,000 haul. Did you see the truck we gave away yesterday?
I didn't see it. But
Oh man, it was unreal.
Yeah.
Like
Monty, we've done everything under the sun, and it was cool. It was cool. It was a high dollar deal. It was one of those, an F-350 loaded up with a hauler bed on it. The interior was all crocodile, like that.
Sweet,
it's
man.
like that truck that like Debbie Day would have.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like loaded up.
It's
like
cool.
I ain't ever gonna own that.
Your eye.
But I mean, it was super cool. So yesterday collectively, it was over $3.1 million we paid out.
That's just unbelievable.
One roping or one day
To guys that rope as a hobby.
A hobby.
Not for a living. That's unbelievable.
It's crazy. Yeah. Hey man, take me back. So I want to know, where did Monty Buntin cutting horses come from? Go back to the start.
I don't know if we got enough time for that.
Yeah, we might. You guys might have to get a new tape for this one. So no, seriously, where did it all start? How did you even get drawn into this?
Well, it all kind of just happened somewhat naturally. I mean, since I was a little kid, it was my dream to be a horse trainer, and I never really thought I could venture off into the performance world at all. It just seemed too far away from where I'm from Polden, Arizona. 9 miles from a paved road when I was growing up as a kid, and I rode horses. I had a sign and did my first clinic when I was 11. It was just my dream. There was a guy, Ned Lee, that trained horses that lived a few miles from me, and I cleaned stalls for him and would spend tons of time with him. And I just thought it was the coolest thing in the world to be able to be a good horseman. Long story short, we ended up moving around a lot as a teenager and sort of got connected coincidentally with some really good people, and ended up working for a guy by the name of Yancey James, and he was good friends with Lance Harold, which is Leon Harold's son. So that sort of brought me into the world of cutting, and to make even a longer story short, got married real young to Tessa, really good friends with my wife as well, and I was 17, she was 19, and we went to work for Tim Smith in California, and that was a great opportunity, and it just, I always sort of thought I'd pretend that things were going my direction, but I never really believed they were gonna,
Yeah.
And it just kind of just like a domino effect, things just kind of kept going my way, and just one blessing after another, and now here we are, and I look back on it like, I mean, it almost emotional for me to realize that it actually worked,
Wow.
But I've been very, very grateful and very blessed, and I've got a great wife, and that has a lot to do with it. She is the best. Yeah.
She's the best. Whenever Monty we'd be at a show here and Monty couldn't find her wife, he'd just send me a text, and we were usually down playing blackjack. We were down. That's where
the tables turned now. She's grown up, and I haven't.
And then she grew up. He stayed the same.
He stayed the same.
Oh man.
Did he? I want to. I haven't met her. Did he outkick his coverage?
Oh, it's the same deal. It's just like us. It's just like She's cute and funny and smart and a great mom and all the things.
And she married him.
She married me. Yeah.
Oh man, He really outkicked his coverage. Like, I mean, you and I did, but he really did.
He really did.
Yeah, he really did.
She's pretty proud of that. Yeah.
Her and I, you're right. We have been good friends a long time. She is a great woman and so much fun. And you've got to have a good partner doing what you do.
Yeah,
doing what we do, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, you just to have somebody that just gives you stability. You know what I mean? Somebody you can count on no matter what. And when you're going through the trials. I don't care if you're a team roper, rodeo guy, or cutting or trainer or whatever, but everything that you do is going to be hard if it's worth doing. And so there's a lot of ups and downs, and to have somebody that your help quits and your customers leave and all this stuff happens, but to have that core person in your life is I think a real key to success.
Yeah. And to help you with your emotions, Monty's an emotional cat.
Is he emotional?
No, I'm not.
Are you emotional, Monty?
No, I'm not. I am not.
That's part of being a winner, though.
That's right.
You're trying to win.
Drive, man. You got to have emotion and passion.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
So you're definitely that way.
I think especially in the early stages of trying to be successful, not understanding that being a failure and having failures are two very different things. So like every time when you're starting out and you crash and burn, to realize that that's a real positive thing because it's one step closer to getting to the win and getting to the.
It's hard when you're going through it though to realize that.
Yeah, real hard.
It's hard. It's hard to realize. I mean, Monty, just looking at your career, it's funny how fast it happens when you look. It's probably just like you and your career. Like when you look back, like it doesn't seem that long ago you were at Tim's. Like it really does. Even from the outside looking in, for me, it doesn't. God, it really wasn't that long ago.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of when I was getting my whole start in the whole deal and doing what I was doing. And that there was you guys, and then like looking at what you and Morg and everybody has done, like it's truly amazing, And it feels like it was just yesterday when we were all just figuring it out,
And during the time that you're going through the ups and downs and a lot more downs than ups, it feels like an eternity. It feels like you're never going to get there. And even now, like it's the same way. It's just you have a little more confidence, faith that there's a good outcome,
Right.
But anything, like I said, if it's worth doing, it's going to be hard. When you're right, when you look back, it doesn't feel like it was very long. It's like, if you'd have told me this 10 years ago, I'd have been fine.
Yeah.
I'd have taken a chill pill.
Yeah. But you probably wouldn't have, because you wouldn't have believed it. You wouldn't have believed it.
That's exactly right.
You had to go. You had to go get your butt kicked for a while. All of us. And the thing about it is now you've got to work exponentially harder, because now your margin for error, you've been at the top. You've been at the top. You're of that ilk right now, if that makes sense. You're with the top riders in the business. Now you've got to maintain. And now you have to work harder for that 0.5% better. Does that make sense? 10 years ago, you work and you would get a percentage better, and you would get a percent. You would get 10% better.
Right.
Now you're fine-tuning. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like when you're sharpening the knife. Now you're down there buffing all the time.
Yeah.
Now you're just buffing to stay sharp.
And that never goes like you. That never you think, you figure things out, but that never goes away. That ability to just inch up there and be a little bit more consistent, or a little bit more sharp, or a little bit more whatever it is. That's always that opportunity.
Yeah.
But you really get to a point, I think, I have, and I hope I can stay this way, is where you can really be grateful for a loss. You can be grateful for because
see the positive in it.
Well, I can name a number of times. There's not enough time for this, but every time I've had a major failure or a major loss, I can trace back something, a great outcome that was the cause of that was the loss.
Yeah.
And the futurity for me last year, the things I had a great mare and I didn't do good, and boy did it eat me alive for about a month, and I was trying to figure out what were the reasons, because I had a great mare and I thought I showed her well. And as I dug deep to figure out what those were, I think they were a cause of a lot of success this year. I've always said confidence comes from knowledge, and frustration starts where knowledge ends. So, as long as you, when you learn things like that, you can go at being a competitor with so much more confidence.
Yes.
Yep.
And the frustration comes from when you don't know why.
That's right.
And so it's you can get to a point where you're grateful for the losses, because there's always a great outcome.
Yeah.
You just don't know what it is.
Yeah. I can't remember who it was. I think it was Miles Baker and probably 1,000 other people that talked about Trevor Brazil. And what Miles said, and I'm paraphrasing it, and everybody else has probably read Chelsea's articles about this and heard these quotes 100 times, so I'm going to butcher. But it's not how good Trevor Brazil won. It's how good he lost.
I've heard that.
Yes, yeah,
right.
it's how good he liked.
Right.
And I think it was Miles that said that. So you don't understand how good he was at losing, because not that's not right. But you guys, like, he was so good at it. Like when it didn't go right, he was so good at managing that. He had a short memory, creating a good outcome. I've said this quote a million times, and I'll never forget it because I remember it from a kid. Somebody was interviewing Dan Mortensen, and I can't remember how many times Dan won the world in the bronc ride, 7 times or however many it was. Yeah. And they interviewed him, and they asked him, "Can you tell me about the horses you bucked off?" And he said, "No, but I can tell you about every one I rode."
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I was probably 14 years old when I saw that on whatever we used to watch, the rodeo on the NFR, and I was like, holy smokes, that's pretty cool.
Yes.
I don't care about the ones that buck me off.
No.
I'll tell you about every one of them that I rode, and that's having that short memory. Yeah, that doesn't mean you don't learn from that one that bucked you off.
You do learn from it.
You do learn from it.
Yeah, the defeats in life make us better, right?
Absolutely.
And speaking of Trevor Brazil, I remember I watched him talk to some high school kids one time, and he said something that stuck out to me, and it's resonated even in all of our businesses. And I think he told them, he said, because they were talking about this subject, about you're going to lose, but losing makes you better. Yeah. If you're a roughie, you get those 500 or those 100 you buck off of, that's what's going to make you great.
Yeah.
And he always told them, if you're never going to be nothing, how do you say it? You're never going to be nothing with it if you're nothing, you know what I'm saying, without it.
Without it.
You know what I mean? So, and I was like, daggum, that's good.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
how many songs have you written that are in the trash can?
Oh, I've probably written 5,000 or 6,000 songs, and I've had about over 300 cut.
You crumpled a lot of paper trying to get to the ones that.
That's right.
Yeah, 300 to 5,000.
Yes, that's what it takes.
Yeah, that is what it takes.
And every rider in Nashville will have the same story.
Yeah.
That's done, made a living out of it. So
what we're talking about has got to be one of the most important things in becoming successful, whatever you do. And it's so hard to sort of keep your mind wrapped around that in the heat of the moment, no matter what you're trying to accomplish.
Yeah. That's right.
If a person could learn to be grateful for a loss and ask themselves, I wonder why.
Right.
And instead of being defeated and thinking, I wonder why I'm, when I wonder why, I wonder what the outcome's going to be. I wonder what I'm going to learn from this.
I tell you what, I watched one this morning, and I had no plan on going this direction, so I was watching that whole deal about the markout rule the other day and all the videos and everything where he clearly marked that horse out, and then he comes back and wins the bull ride. And there was an interviewer somewhere where they were talking to him, and he's like, yeah, I clearly marked that horse out at the NFR. Mm-hmm. He says, apparently they don't want to give that gold buckle to me, so I'm going to have to go show them that I deserve it or something like that. And I was like, go get it.
That's a mic drop.
All you did was piss him off. It's like Kai Hamilton a couple years ago when he gets knocked out and he has the whole deal.
Yes.
What do you have to say for everybody out there that, don't be a pussy.
Right.
And that's, it went viral in our industry.
Right.
But
he's right.
Kind of.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. In a nutshell, if you can comprehend the meaning behind that, it's that.
It's that simple though. It's just like,
It is.
Boy, you just kind of lit a fire. The worst thing you could do is tell me I can't.
Yeah.
I won't. Say I won't. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, that's beautiful. That separates the winners.
Yeah, it was just pretty cool because it fires a guy up. If you're competitive at all, if you have any of that drive, and it just it's like, oh man, it's
everything.
It is. It's just like, feeling sick this morning. I don't feel real good. I don't really want to go down and hang out with Shane. And then I watched that and I was like, I'll go hang out with Shane. I'll go hang out with him. We'll make a great show.
He's targeted me this morning a little bit. He's on me this morning. He's so sick of me after 10 days.
Boy, that's no joke.
I read it somewhere. You guys, I think, will like this. I don't remember where I read this, but it says, in order to really be successful at something you got to be chasing something, and something's got to be chasing you.
Yeah.
And to me, what are those two things? And that's what gives somebody that grit or that grind, they say he didn't mark out. Well, I don't know whether he did or he didn't because I don't know the rules.
Yeah.
Sort of that just sort of gave him something to chase, and then the fact that he felt like they weren't wanting it was chasing him.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what's going to give you that grit teeth sort of personality.
Absolutely. Agreed.
Mindset.
100%.
So take me back. So 3 times you've went to the World Finals and won it. Let's go back and just talk about cutting a little bit. Let's talk about those horses, those open horses that you were showing. So explain for people out there that don't understand, the cutting terminology. So we have aged events, we have weekend shows. They're two totally different things. The futurity's different. Give everybody just a rundown real quick, the difference, the futurity versus, so those are your two horses, then your weekend shows and your limited aged events. Because it's kind of three different deals almost.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, so the futurity is where every cutting horse would start their careers at the end of their 3-year-old year, whether they show at the smaller events throughout the fall on the West Coast, but if they're going to go to the big futurity, which is in Fort Worth, which is our NFR or the Super Bowl of our sport, or whatever you want to call it, Preakness, that'd be the first show those horses show at.
They can. You guys haul them with you and
but
work
we can't
them, but
show
you
them.
cannot enter on them.
Yeah,
really.
So
first time they go to the cutting
show.
horse futurity, that's the first time.
I didn't know that.
That's the first time they walk to the herd in competition.
So this year there were 600 plus entries in the first go round, and 20 make the finals. So you get down process of elimination through the rounds. You got to be in the top 60% of the first round, and then your composite score would get you to the semifinals from the second and the first round. In the semifinals, they take 75 plus ties, give or take, and then that's a clean slate. And from there, you got to get into the finals, be the top 20. So they did the percentage of the odds of making the finals one time, and I can't remember, but it was like point something percent. I mean, it's
like good luck.
Very difficult. Yes.
Yeah.
But anyway, so if you're lucky enough to have a successful futurity, that's great. But that's just the start. They have their aged event career, which is 4 to 6 years old. So you travel around and show them in the same type of events where you have to go through a process of elimination through rounds to get to a finals. Beyond that, when they turn 7, they have weekend shows, is what they call them, and other events. They call them weekend shows. They're really like this. I mean, they're long, and
yeah, there's nothing weekend about them.
I'll just call
those
them
are
week
24-hour day shows, is what they are.
Excuse me. But yeah, so the World Finals the Open World Finals would be the highest level of performance for a cutting horse. It is the oldest, more mature horses that only the best are going to compete at that level and make it that far into their career. When they're young, you can skim around and get away with having one that's a little bit more solid. But once they get to the point of being a weekend horse, they are remarkable horses. And
these are the best open cutting horses in the business.
Yes.
Like you're on a seasoned horse with the best trainers
with
aboard them.
Showmen,
Yeah, with seasoned showmen, And that's what the World Finals.
So when you get a horse at that level, what do those horses sell for? I'm just curious. I'm used to buying breakaway horses.
I mean, I think the average cost of a great horse, if I were just to ballpark it, of a great horse is going to be somewhere between, anywhere between $200,000 and $700,000. Depending on whether they're mare or stud. I mean, that's just sort of trying to give you an average. But yeah, they're but I mean also that they can win $1 million now. I mean, just like we were talking about. I mean, I love the saying, every action has a natural reaction, and just like what you've done for the team rope and in the Western world, and Taylor's done, and all these different people that have given so much action in the last 10 years. I mean, there's so much money to win now. I mean, I've got a gelding that I bought when he was 6 years old that had won $60,000. And he's now 9, and he's won. He's pushing 600,000. He's 500 something thousand.
It is a gelding.
He's a gelding, and that is unheard of for a horse to be able to win that kind of money after their aged event career, because the aged events 4 to 6 to be where the money would be. But that probably would have been impossible 10 years ago.
Sure.
So yeah, I mean but the World Finals this year, the top 15 of the world is what they take. So in other words, they just like the NFR, they haul all year. The top 15 horses.
And it's on the horse, isn't it?
In the Open, it's on the horse, not on the rider.
So it's the money one of the horse. It's not Monty. It just so happens he's been showing that horse. So in the Open, they're just adding the money that those horses have won all year long.
It's all about the horse.
Right. But if I can't go to an event, I can ask a friend that shows cutting horses to show my horse at that event or whatever.
Wow.
Which doesn't happen a lot at that level, but it does happen. Yeah. You get hurt or things happen, and but your horse, because it's not about it, and I love that about our sport. It's not about us necessarily. It's about the horse. So, the top 15 this year was incredible. It was an incredible finals. I mean, I think it's going to air on the Cowboy Channel here coming up. But if you ever want to see a great set of cutting horses, the Open World Finals is as good as cutting as you'll ever see in your life. And
you said the composite scores this year were
it was remarkable,
off the chain, huh?
Yeah, it was off the charts. I mean, Cody Porterfield, myself, Cass Tatum, Lee Francois. I'm trying to think of who else had I had composite scores, in other words, 4 rounds combined scores that I've never even really seen.
Yeah.
So
like, what were your scores? Like, what were your on your?
I marked 230 the first night, which was awesome. I was 230. I've marked. In 15 years of my career, maybe a handful of 230s. That's a
230 is like a 3.8.
Yeah, it's like
a 3.8 in the team roping.
Right.
Like
you got to have a lot of skill and quite a bit of luck, and of course a great horse to get that done. And it's not going to happen every time. Well, the cows were really good. I was the first horse to go and marked 230, which was awesome. And then the next night I was the last horse to go and I marked 231, which was unbelievable because. When you're last in the cutting, you don't get the cream of the crop in terms of the cows you get to pick. So I was just trying to survive, stay in the average, and the truly an amazing horse that I'm showing. So I was able to do that the next night because, I'm an idiot. I kind of thought I could maybe mark another 230. So I screwed that up, marked a 217.
Roped a leg
because I wanted to be 3.8. Yeah, which is really dumb. And so, I went down there gunning it. I had a great draw, and Cody Porterfield marked like a 229 before me, and I was thinking I could beat that.
I got him.
Yeah. He's not that good. So I go down there like trotting to the herd, trying to, show off, and that humbled me very quickly. And then the next night, ironically, the fourth night, Cody Porterfield goes right before me again and marks a 230. Which I think he marked a 27, a 29. Incredible scores on an awesome Stevie Ray Vaughan stud horse that he has. And then I thought to myself, okay, I ain't falling for that.
Yeah, you ain't sucking me in this time.
I'm telling myself there's only room up here for one of us, So I'm not doing that. So I ride down there. I'm like, I'm going to mark a 219. I'm going to get a big check in the average. It pays unbelievable these days. Broken Spur Ranch sponsors the World Finals now and really takes care of us. And so I thought, if you just mark a 19, you're going to get a huge check in the average. And same deal. I just sort of slowed down and let my horse do his thing and marked 231 and a half. Which is, so to be 3 scores over a 30 is, that's feeling pretty blessed because you can't force that, even on a horse that special. Yeah, it was pretty awesome.
So the 230s at one point, and I don't know what it is now, but we announcing-wise, wasn't 34 the record?
I think it still is.
So 34, I announced 2 of them. Lipstick at Idaho.
Lipstick and then
at Idaho and then Matt Gaines at Rancho, right?
Yep, at Rancho. Yep.
Yeah, at Rancho. So 234 is the world record. These guys are 30, 31 and a half to just kind of let you know.
Yeah,
the margin.
That's how good it is.
It's incredible.
And to be able to do that in the finals, you'll stumble on those throughout the year. Mark 77s and 78s under single judge deals, and but that's compared to the field. So, if I mark 76 at a weekend show, that might just be because I was a little bit better than the 75. But when you're comparing to the greatest horses in the world,
then it's real.
It's real. You're compared to the best field.
Yeah.
So to do that at the finals, and I'm not just trying to brag on Cody Porterfield's horse and mine. There's several others. Lee Francois had huge runs. Cass Tatum, who won the world, had amazing runs, and his horse had like 120, 130 something runs just in the open alone, and was also shown in the non-pro, and still was that pure to mark those huge scores like that.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
It was probably. I've made the World Finals a handful of times, and that was the funnest.
That's cool.
And the camaraderie between all the guys showing was awesome. And Lee Francois and Cass Tatum were fighting for the world title, and Cass won it by $100 and something, and they were turning back for each other.
Yeah.
And the room had a great energy.
Yeah,
it was
that's awesome.
It was a good feeling.
That's so cool. Let's talk about Debbie Day a little bit. What was she all about?
Debbie owns this horse, and she's just been such an awesome friend and client, and really a close friend now. And whenever we got Camp Play, which is the horse I showed in the finals, it was for Debbie to show. She needed a second non-pro horse, and she always joked, "Don't forget this one's for me. Don't forget," because she knew how much I liked him.
Yeah.
Well, it just sort of so happened that she showed him in the World Finals the first year, made the non-pro World Finals on him, and then she had a few things in her life that she had to go take care of. I think she had a surgery, a hip surgery, and a few things and then I sort of got rolling, and we were on sort of a remarkable journey that that, I mean, Debbie just, she jokes that I keep her horse from her, but really she's the one that's always sort of pushed me to keep it rolling, because it's been unbelievable between the Run for $1 Million and the World Finals and all the different things he's accomplished. But yeah, she's an awesome person.
She is awesome. Yeah. She is awesome. Well, man, it's so fun having you up here, pal. It's good seeing you. I mean,
I appreciate you guys.
Incredible competitor.
What you just said about there,
amazing.
Thank you.
What said that deal about, hey, there's only room up here for one of us? It's true. Nobody's ever said that before.
It's true. You don't want that guy to take up space in your mind, right?
I let people live rent free in my head all the time, and I love that. Like, I'm going to start telling myself, hey, there's only room. Well, this thing's pretty hollow. There's probably room for 3 or 4, but I got to kick a few of them out. Is what the deal is.
No vacancy.
No vacancy, right?
Yeah,
that's true.
Man,
that's in anything you do.
Yeah.
I love the saying that you can't win a battle in life that you haven't yet won in your mind. Yeah. And I feel like that's
great.
That is probably one of the more important things to understand, that if you can't see in your mind, you can't hold in your hands.
Yeah, absolutely.
I agree with that.
Absolutely.
I agree with that. What a great statement. It's true. Hey, from a winner.
From a winner.
And that, we talked about it before. You want to be a winner, you hang around guys like this, and that shows his state of mind. How he thinks.
I got to plug him a little bit here. So it's not just in the cut and pin, but the Pacific Coast Cut and Horse Association. I get to deal with these guys quite a bit, and to see like what you've done with your leadership on that side of it has been really cool. Like watching you and you started doing the clinics years ago, but then stepping up into a leadership role and being able to see the industry from a little bit broader perspective, because there really truly is. You have to have the perspective inside the show pen for sure, but you've got to be able to step out and you've got to look at the business of things too. You've got to look at where things are going and how what you do today will affect the industry tomorrow, and have that long-term view. And you're doing that, and it's very cool. I mean, Phil and I talk about you all the time, and it's very cool that and that's hard to do because we get stuck doing our thing.
That's right.
And you got to step out, and when you become a true leader is when it's uncomfortable there too. It's uncomfortable outside the arena, and having those uncomfortable conversations with guys that are your best friends, and and you're leading an industry now. You're not just winning in it.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
I don't see myself as that way at all. But I will say I'm unbelievably grateful to be in the conversation of anybody that's influencing the Western world or cutting or in a positive way.
Yeah. Well, it's the truth. I mean, it's the truth, because it's going to happen whether you like it or not. Those of you guys that are of your age and of your skill level and all of the things, and that are ambassadors and that frankly keep your stuff together and do a good job, you fall into those roles. The industry finds you. You know what I mean? If that makes any sense, you 100%. Fall into those roles.
That's right.
And you end up being the leader whether you wanted to or not. I mean,
right.
You've been that way for the last handful of years, and it's good, man. You're doing a good job.
I really appreciate that.
And the industry needs those guys on the inside to be stewards of the industry. You really do. The industry isn't a living thing. It's an idea. Right. Cutting the NCHA and the PCCHA are ideas. They're not living, breathing things. Without stewards of them, they go away.
That's right.
They go away. So it's your job, which you are doing well, and a handful of you guys are doing well because it's your time. It's our time to lead the industry. Denny and Connie, what they're doing is they're working their butts off so that this next generation in this team roping,
that's right.
They're teaching us to be stewards of this industry, stewards of team roping. And it's not just the arena. It's all the things. And there's a lot more to it. The roping and the cutting pin's the easy part.
Right.
Let's throw some sand in the arena and get some cows, and we can have a cutting anywhere in the country. Can we keep all the other stuff alive? That's important, and that's hard because that's way out of our comfort zone.
Yeah. Way out
of our comfort zone. But that's
so. I appreciate that encouragement. I feel like I needed to hear that. You got to it's so hard to keep that motivation up. You get a lot of irons in the fire, and
absolutely
everybody does.
Absolutely.
And to sort of remember the value and the importance of that. And there's so many people that I don't put myself in that category at all, that just blow my mind and amaze me at how much drive they can continue to have through the difficulties of what we're talking about, sort of trying to keep things going, and dealing with some of the people, and I don't want to misspeak, but
absolutely,
sort of just trying to go through the difficulties of trying to keep the industry up, and
that's the hardest part. That's I truly from being so fortunate to be around the association side of it with you guys, right here, everybody should come work for Connie Gentry.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, for nothing else, the way that Connie and Denny view the entire thing,
Right.
from their vantage point, not getting lost in the little stuff, but creating the big things that are truly important. When this whole virus deal happened, I appreciate Connie to the nth degree anyway already. The way she handles things that's what I look at.
Right.
Ability to pull themselves out of a situation and look at it, and they make decisions for the industry.
Right. They do.
That's a huge responsibility.
That is.
Huge.
Yes.
There's 5,000 team ropers here. We're paying out $20 million or close to it.
That's a lot.
And you make one decision, and you're the person. It's a huge responsibility.
There's no one else for it to fall on.
There's no one else.
They're the
There's no one
shoulders.
else.
That's a skill set somebody really has to earn.
That
to
is
do
a
what you
skill,
said.
and you
That's
were
right.
exactly
That's
right.
exactly right.
To be able to
Look
step
at
back and look at it, and sometimes you're wrong. Sometimes you're wrong.
Sometimes.
Sometimes you're wrong, but it's the same thing as riding a horse and tanking and being 217 or roping a leg or whatever. You learn to make those right decisions over time, but as long as you're doing them for the right reasons and realizing that I'm a steward of this industry, I'm a steward of cutting horses, I'm a steward of team roping.
You are.
It's my job to keep it good.
Right.
It's my job.
That's right.
You know, this is fun, but it's on purpose for a reason. It's because I love the industry. So
I was going to say it becomes sort of a responsibility.
It is a responsibility
to your passion.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah, and not everybody takes that on.
No.
Some
Chosen
people just
few.
want a chosen few take
That's
it
right.
on because they
That's
see
right.
it and they realize it.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Well, Monty, you're a
Cowboy.
true champion, man.
Man, I sure appreciate that.
He's been a good
He
dude.
really is, and your mindset and your mental tenacity
Well,
and the way to
thank you.
overcome defeats and make yourself better than what you came from and be successful. You got some cool friends, Drew. I thought I had cool friends. I've
my
literally met
friends
some
are
of the
your
coolest
friends.
people.
You know?
But I've just met Monty.
I know it.
But I mean, all the people you've introduced me to this week have been the coolest people.
It's been fun, huh?
With the same Colonel, this guy.
I know it.
What a fine bunch of human beings, man, that I've had the pleasure of being around. It's worth the trip to Vegas and worth all the work that we're doing.
The coolest thing about being a cowboy is undoubtedly the connections you make. It's the people.
100%.
Like I mean, my love is for horses and training horses, but the people and the connections and the things you can learn and in the Western world. I'm not even just outside cutting. It's just it's really there's nothing you can't accomplish through the people you can meet.
Amen to that.
Somewhere like this.
Amen to that.
That's right. And Drew, you should do this for a living. You're pretty good at this, man.
No, man.
You're really
You get the hang of it.
We'll start recording these one of these days.
Do what?
I said we'll start recording these one of these days. No, man, it's been really, really fun, and this is our last show, Monty. I mean, we ended up.
What a way to end up with this guy.
Ended up with a dude that comes down and beats their pants off him on 4 in Fort Worth, and comes out here and going to do a little team roping.
At least
how
run
cool
and swing.
would just run it. Well, I don't know if we're going to rope. We're going to run and swing.
Definitely going to run and swing.
That's outstanding.
We're going to have fun.
Yeah, you're going to have fun. Well, congratulations on a
you
good
very much. Thanks for having me. I appreciate you guys.
You got
Very
so
nice
much
to meet
more.
you.
Thank you, Monty.
And this is what I love. This is for me personally, selfishly. This is what brings it full circle. I always wanted to bring the whole industry together, and this is the last couple of years. We've had you, we've had Kenny, we've had some of the best cutters in the world, and we've get to these last few years be around the entire industry, and it's very, very cool, and I'm thankful for the whole deal. I really am. It's awesome. Shane, we've had fun this week. We've had a lot of fun.
It's our second year. We're going to do it again next year?
I don't know. There's Connie. There's the boss. Well,
Where's Connie? Oh,
Connie, we got to give us 2 thumbs up.
My Lord, I guess you're stuck with me.
Yeah.
I'm stuck with you.
I'm planning on practicing this year, so we won't be interviewing about cutting.
We'll be interviewing about team roping.
You tell them to start making that next truck.
All right.
That's great.
That's
great. Well, I love you, buddy.
I love you too, pal. Thank you.
Great.
It's been a whole lot of fun.
I always learn something from you every year.
Well, you too, pal. You too. It means a lot. This has been a ton of fun. This has been most organic, fun. Every day was off the cuff like this, and it was awesome.
What a way to have my mornings. I mean, I've loved this. Yeah. This is great.
Yeah.
I appreciate you guys joining me in the conversation. This has been
you're great.
No, this is perfect. It was perfect. It was perfect. I love it. I love it. So, well, Shano, until next time.
Until next time, buddy.
That's it. Hey, everybody out there, thanks for tuning in and watching us here at Mornings at D Minor. This has been a whole lot of fun, and we appreciate everybody who's watching. I tell you, we've got the 8.5 going on right now, and then we're going to have a key card advantage open after that, and then tomorrow is going to be the final day here at the finale, and it's been absolutely outstanding. For those of you at home that want to watch the rest of the roping, go to wstroping.com. Keycard Max members, you get to watch it. If you just want to watch your grandkids or your friends rope, there's a small pay-per-view fee if you're not a card-carrying member, and go watch it. And also, come back to EQN Sports and follow along. We're doing big things at EQN Sports, like really. This is a show within a grander show, and this year we kind of got our sea legs with our friends at Holiday Auto Group, and we're going to have Alvin up here in a little bit. We're going to chat with him, but be looking for EQN Sports. There's nobody in the industry that covers the entire industry like we do, and this is just a small part of it, and we're really, really excited for what 2026 is going to bring. So on behalf of Shane Minor, I'm DruStew and Monty Buntin up here. We'll see everybody here in a little bit when we interview the winners of this 8.5. See everybody.
Grab your cup of coffee. Heck, you never looked finer. It's gonna be a great one when you start your day with Mornings in D Minor.